What's going on, Facebook family, and what is going on, fans to my channel? Before I get started into the topic, I just want to show a big appreciation to those of my channel and just people in general that is watching this video, of how much I appreciate everybody that's been fighting and just pushing back so much things has been happening for the past decade or even longer than that, of just woke culture and just agenda pushing and shoving down our throats when it comes to us watching products, watching content, watching so much of our beloved franchise just get swindled and just getting poured down the drain, of creativity being thrown out the window, good content being thrown out the window, good shows being thrown out the window, good games being thrown out the window, and I can go on and on and on, of just so much of the things that we have grown and loved in a younger standpoint and even towards adults, and just seeing how everything is just being even ruined just so the modern audience can be entertained. And we had to fight. We had to make a point across, because not only has the woke culture has been attacking the projects that we have known and loved, but now it's beginning to affect the shows that kids are watching. And it amazes me that people are fighting hard to make things normal, or just to get rid of the things that's affecting the minds of the youth and just the minds of people in general. I just didn't think that this would get into a point where it would cause an effect. Now let's talk about the video game awards. And I know a lot of people was very disappointed that I didn't do a video game bio list like I did last year, just indicating of which game won an award and how I felt about it. And the reason why I didn't want to do it is because, honestly, I wasn't pleased of this video game awards. I was very, I can't say disappointed. I know Jeff Keighley and I know his formula of gaming. And I just know how the woke culture and the woke mob has brainwashed its influence to appeal to certain generational audiences of who don't even really play and look at the content to begin with. So I'm not really surprised that Black Myth Wukong didn't win. But for all the games that could have snatched the award, it had to have been Astrobot. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad game, but anybody and their mama could at least admit that that game, being Game of the Year, was a shocker. Even people that has played it. And this is what I think. This is just my opinion on it. I think that won the award because they didn't have a choice but to give that the award. Not because it won like the best nominees of all the materials that the games have been pushing so it can win awards. No. That game had to win because it's out of this. If no game that was woke couldn't win, and a game that's not woke couldn't win, then give it to a game that doesn't support neither. That's why that game won. Black Myth Wukong doesn't support no woke culture, doesn't support no subliminal messages, does not support no political standpoints. That's the reason why a lot of people in the woke mob was trying to bash on that game. Same thing with Warhammer. And by Star Wars Outlaws being terrible, by Concord being terrible, and by Dragon Age the Veilguard being terrible, and by those games ain't winning a damn thing, the woke mob would have been crazy if any game that doesn't support no woke culture would have snatched the Game of the Year award. So that's the reason why Astrobot won. Leave y'all comments below and let me know what y'all think. Again, I don't think Astrobot is a bad game, but I don't think that game deserves a Game of the Year award. Anybody that has played any of the Mario games, especially the Mario games that has gave you feels of Astrobot, can agree with me on that. Be mad all y'all want, leave the comments below. And going to that topic, and a lot of people has been asking me questions about the game reveals and etc. etc. Yes, I have seen some of the games that's coming out this year, and I have also seen Intergalactic. And I will tell y'all this is just my opinion about it. I'm not really surprised of what I've seen. Only thing I would have been surprised about is the fact that if anybody except Naughty Dog was producing that game. And let's just be fair here. Naughty Dog is completely woke at this point. Neil Druckmann has taken full control of the whole company. A lot of people that doesn't support woke culture has gone from Naughty Dog. You can ask, I think her name is Emily or Amy. If I'm saying your name wrong, please forgive me. But people have to do research now. And the reason I'm saying that is because when a lot of game developers and a lot of people that's into these companies end up leaving, and they don't say why they're leaving, is because they notice that there's a bad change that's going to affect the industry itself. That's the reason why when a lot of people like her leave, we don't know the reason why, because they're not afford to tell the reason why. But that's the reason that's what bothers me the most. If they're having a problem with the company, then wouldn't they just say it? But that's what makes me realize that maybe they're leaving because it's a drastic change that's going to affect the whole propaganda of the production of the games itself. That's the reason why they don't want to speak out about it. Or maybe they may succeed, but in other cases, that's the reason why we're getting a lot of bad games from these well-known companies, such as Naughty Dog, such as Ubisoft, and the list goes on. I mean, even Overwatch is guilty of the same thing. And why Marvel Rivals is taken over. Because old companies are being ran by these modern producers that doesn't even know anything about good games to begin with. And indie developers and indie companies is learning from it. Have y'all noticed that? How a lot of new companies that we don't even know is beginning to do way better than these well-known companies? And I know people are saying, well, they can do better, they can learn from their mistakes. They would have been learned after Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. They could have been learned from all the other bad projects. They could have learned from Star Wars Outlaws, but now we're getting Assassin's Creed Shadows coming out pretty soon, and they keep pushing that back just so they can take away some woke propaganda that may not even fix anything, but just the damage has already been done, right? But I'm saying that to say this. The reason why they can't do better is because those are the only people that's running those companies. All the people that could have done better are gone. The people that could do better game developing, people that can do very good character development, better story, better gaming cycle, they're all left. They all left. So this is all we're getting. And Intergalactic proves that. The reason why a lot of people shunned The Last of Us Part 2, not because of Joel dying, not because of the fact that the story wasn't all that great, it was because it was woke propaganda pushed down our throats from start to finish. Same reason why Spider-Man 2 wasn't successful. Even though that game was good, but I wouldn't know because I didn't play half of it. But the reason why that game didn't win so many awards that that anticipated to was because not only did that game was forcing a lot of woke propagandas, but because it was the wokest game out at the time. And now we end up having Star Wars Outlaws, and now we end up having what the fuck? I meant to say Dragon Age the Veilguard, I'm sorry. And now we're still getting more woke games, but that's because that's all we have in these productions. This is all they can do. This is all they can push out. So the only way to stop this is, number one, keep spreading the word. Whenever they put a video or put a gameplay video about it, and whenever y'all see something like this, just do what y'all do, man. Point it out, make videos about it, comment below, and they will feel it. They already feeling it, but woke agendas, LGBTQ, Black Lives Matter, that's all they know. Pink and blue and green hair people, that's all they know. Nothing you can do is not pre-order their games. I've stopped pre-ordering games a long time ago. And it's not just games like this, but it's just anything in general. I've just stopped pre-ordering games, period. Because games these days, you just don't know what you're getting. You just don't know what you're getting anymore. And another thing about this, man, about this trailer, is the fact that, and I don't know, like, because everybody keeps saying that this game is like it's Concord 2. I might be the only black man in America that's gonna say this is Star Wars Outlaws 2. I've That's just the take I'm feeling about this game. After Star Wars Outlaws done burned the part of my soul that I can't get back, this is all I can see with this. This is literally all I can see is just Star Wars Outlaws 2. And the developers of this game, this is how they knew that they wasn't going to get no people to like this game. They were saying that the game was inspiring a lot of people, especially when it comes to anime lovers such as Akira and Cowboy Bebop. You really think that would be enough for people to buy your game, to be inspired just because you had some anime adaptations? You're not even digging down the lore of anime. You don't even know real anime classics. If you talk about animes like Ninja Scroll or Ghost in the Shell or hell even Psycho Diver or X 1999, then we got some dialogue. But for you to bring a blockbuster hit like Cowboy Bebop and Akira and just to say that, and you think that people are just going to be eating this game trailer up, are you fucking crazy? Anime lovers should hang you for saying that, just by you putting that message out there. You put a very big disrespect on anime lovers just by saying that. If you wanted to inspire that, if you want to inspire us by saying that, then how about you take the woke shit out of there? How about you have that bitch not shave her fucking head and acting so bold? There wasn't no bold bitches in Cowboy Bebop that shaved their head. There wasn't no bold bitches on Akira that shaved their head. And then you got this Raven Simone looking bitch, whatever the fuck her name, the girl that play as her, she's bashing on game and saying you mad, bro. Now the thing with her is she just pulling off a Rachel Zegler. She's gonna pay for what she did, and then right when they realize that their numbers is going way down on Intergalactic, they end up having only 12 people playing the game on Steam. They're gonna make her make a statement saying that she apologized, even though she doesn't like men. You can look at her face, and you can just easily tell that she doesn't like men at all. People like that really hurts the industry, and I don't understand why people hire these assholes and these fuckers to try to produce their game, and they come in with so much hate, so much like emotional breakdown, so much baggage of just holding grudges towards the society so they can uplift another culture society so they can get brainwashed by so much toxic behavior. But again, when this stuff keeps happening, you have to realize something. This is maybe the people that's running these productions, because they keep hiring the same damn people. My opinion is this, and I know people look at videos and they hear people say this all the time about, well, games like this is gonna fail. Games like this is just gonna be another example why we are the main ones that's talking about these games not existing and how should. They're right. They're absolutely right. Games like this is going to be another stepping stone of what happens when you don't listen to gamers. And all we're asking is just for games to not just be so idealistic of just how real this world is. When you go home from a rough day at work or just a rough day in general, why would you want to play a game from a motherfucker that's saying that games are not meant to have fun in the first place? Neil Druckmann. See, people like this, like Brian Intihar and Neil Druckmann or whatever, people like that say these things because they feel as if these are the things that people praise. Especially when Brian Intihar says that we have to inject these type of things to make people want this stuff. How about you inject the things that we want so you can get bigger ratings? I guarantee you, if Spider-Man 2 wasn't as woke as it was, that game probably would have snatched Game of the Year, but instead we end up getting Baldur's Gate 3. Dragon Age The Veilguard probably would have won Game of the Year if it would have stuck to the same formula that Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age Inquisition had. But instead you had the pink and green haired Super Saiyan UI Goku transgender faggots running the damn thing. These people probably never even played the Dragon Age games, but the people that has played it are gone. They're not in those companies anymore. If you look at the photos of people that was running those companies in the late 90s to the early 2000s into now, it's a big difference. It's a big difference. And then y'all the main ones saying that, oh, well, games are, like gamers are very toxic. Like, we shouldn't be like supporting some of the people that's that's supposed to be poisoning gaming. You're saying that shit about us, and 80% that play these games are men, and y'all hate men. But look who y'all making the games for people that don't even play games to begin with. So make that make sense. Not only that these people make these games and these games are failing, but their brains are failing as well. And you looking at the reason why people are not buying these games is very like dismissive and very ignorant. How about you try to understand why people are not buying your games to begin with? We're not going to support your game if you're going to keep putting bullshit on a game that we are trying to get away from. You people don't know the idealistic gesture of how to please gamers to begin with. And what I mean by that is that when you make a game, the game doesn't even feel like games. It feels like it's trying to tell us something. And what you're trying to tell us is what we've been hearing all the fucking time. When we watch a show that has wokeness, we hear the message all the time. When we look at commercials, it's even in commercials now, we hear the message all the fucking time. Advertisements, message all the time. Cartoons, message all the fucking time. And that is that gay is this, gay is that, trans is this, trans is that, black is this, black is that. We don't want to hear that. And number 3, games is too damn expensive. You'll be lucky if you find a game that's $60 now. Games is around $80 to $120 and maybe even $150 for the actual game itself. So you're gonna sit here and tell me that we should just buy your game and then you're mad, bro, and game's supposed to be this and game is supposed to be that, and yet you can't even go to the concept of understanding that these games is too expensive for you to even not even listen to us. But my intake about this whole thing is that it amazes me that these people, these developers, are gonna keep doing this. This is just the beginning. They're already receiving a lot of backlash with Intergalactic. There's a lot of other games that shows a lot of woke propaganda that they are already bashing, and they're already deleting their tweets, they're already deleting their Twitter accounts, and they go into this whatever the fuck website called Blue Skies. Basically, it's like a PG version, like a Disney version of Twitter or X, whatever y'all want to call it these days. Look, if you support the woke culture, go there. Like that's like the like the rainbow flag version of X or whatever. And then people was asking me about the Witcher game. My opinion about Witcher, I don't know how to feel about it. I know people are bashing it about with the cutscene with Ciri, but let's be fair here. When we seen the cutscene with Geralt, they kind of changed his face up on that one too. So let's just be fair here. Let's just look at the side of the whole game itself. I will judge it when I see more game further detail to it, but right now it's too soon to say. But for that Intergalactic game, no. That game has more woke and more LGBTQ messages all over the goddamn place. And I hope it fails. I'm going to speak on it right now. The staffing looks bad. The character looks bad. The character that plays her looks bad, and she acts bad, and she treats people in bad ways in person. So I hope the game fails. I really hope the game fails. I hope Naughty Dog fails as well, because they don't seem to know their fucking lesson. So I hope they fail, so people like the people who did Stellar Blade, or the people who made a lot of other indie games that I know and love, like Urza Wheels of Fortune, can scoop their ass up and do something proper with their games. But anyway, that's it. I'm gonna leave it here. Leave y'all comments below. That's all I just wanted to say. I didn't want to spend too much time on this, but it's been weighing on me for a little while now, and I just thought I'd just put my mind together and just put the pieces into this video. And again, y'all guys, let me know what y'all think. Okay, y'all take it easy, and I hope y'all enjoyed the video.